What is going on, YouTube? We are back again today with another exciting Z690 build. As you guys already know from our last video, we were having issues with our Z690 ITX from Asus, and we have went ahead and upgraded to the Unify-X from MSI. We are going to be doing a build in the O11D XL, which is an amazing, sorry, not the XL, the Razer edition. Wanted the XL, but ended up not getting it. And it's going to be with a 13700KF, the same thing as last video. The only thing that's changing is just the motherboard. We're going to go ahead and do a quick unboxing of this guy, and then we'll get into the build real quick. I'm not going to spend as much time on the build and everything this video because we've already done that. Of course, I'm going to have a section in the video where we do a time lapse of the build. Other than that, I'm just going to go over the motherboard real quick. I have already unboxed it, unfortunately, so this isn't a fresh unboxing experience, but at least you guys can see what's going on with the board and check it out for all of its beauty. All right, we're getting it out of the box here. As you can see, this is the world record breaker. This board has broken records as far as CPU overclocking and as far as RAM overclocking. The Unify-X, the difference between the base Unify and the Unify-X, as you'll see here in just one second, is that the Unify-X only has 2 DIMMs versus 4. The benefit of that is, of course, increased stability. Having 2 DIMMs instead of 4, you can have a cleaner signal and boost the RAM even higher. So this RAM is 6000 CL30 Trident Z, which on the Z690i, even though it says on the website, G-Skill's website, it would work, would not boot, would not load the XMP no matter what I did, how many volts I gave it, no matter what. This guy, like I said, I've already benched it, worked first try, no issue. CPU also worked first try, no issues, overclocked like crazy. I mean, I just threw 5.9 on there and it went just on the test bench for fun. So we know that this board is gonna solve our issues that we had from last time. I do have a CPU contact frame from Thermal Rights. I haven't installed it yet. I'm gonna be doing an entire video on that. So for now, we're just gonna do stock temps, see what we get on stock stock CPU mount with an octothermal paste. I'm going to be doing an upgrade with the Thermalright CPU contact frame with Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut Extreme. So stay tuned for that video. Make sure you like and subscribe to check that out. Other than that, I've already installed the M.2 into the board. I already got the CPU in there and the memory. It's really just a matter of setting up the build and getting it done. Also, the Unify-X has a amazing backplate. You guys will see it is gorgeous. And yeah, that is the board. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut over to the actual build itself. It's gonna be a time lapse. Afterwards, just like the other video, I will show you the difference it made in Fortnite, what kind of Cinebench scores I was able to get, and if this board fixed all the issues I was having, which, spoiler, it does. Trust me, it's amazing. Alright, so for the case fans, I am going to be using these Antec Storms. I got 2 of these 3-packs, got them on Amazon for about 35 bucks. I'm going to be doing a full review on these fans, so be sure to look out for that video. Like and subscribe. Alright, and here's the O11D Razer Edition. We're going to do a quick unboxing so you guys can see what it's like to open it up, check it out, and then we'll be doing the build inside of this case. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. I already cut the tape. How to do this by yourself? I don't know. That's always the biggest question, eh? Maybe. Trick is, take it down here, bam, take it upside down. Oh, she's already trying to come out. Here we go. And that's how you one-man unbox a case. Wow, this is quite a bit bigger than my other case that I'm used to. Get this top piece off. Bottom piece. Got the case out. Oh, now we just remove the plastic. Wow. Wow, that thing is gorgeous. So sleek, nice and black. This is gonna be quite the build. Show you guys the back. All right, let's go ahead and get this open and start putting her together. Okay, and here we have the case with all the panels off. I removed all the glass, side panels, filters, everything like that. So I can go ahead and show you guys a couple of the features of the case. The main differences between the Razer edition and the regular O11D is down here. You get the RGB light strips. You of course have the RGB light strip here in the front as well. and that's gonna shine through the glass. We'll light up the Razer logo as well. You can have a 360mm radiator up here, 360 on the side, and in the bottom. Then if you come around to the back, you got all your cables for front I/O, RGB cables. This is for hard drive, I believe, hard drive cage, and all of our little accessories are gonna come in there as well. And yeah, plenty of room. I'm gonna be putting my Corsair fan hub back here. All the wires gonna be running back here for cable management. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get the build going. We're gonna drop our motherboard in the case and start from there.
what I need.
Alright, now after quite a few hours of spending doing the build, we are finally back in game. I got the build running. It's running amazing, smooth. I got it at 5.9 gigahertz. I mean, it's just tearing frames. I'm going to set the frames rate to unlimited so you guys can see just how ridiculous it is. I'm sitting here in this creative map just doing some free building. It's averaging around like 800-900 FPS. You guys can't see it, I have Riva Tuner running, but the average frame, the 1% low is about 360 to 390 FPS. So for me, having a 360 hertz monitor, that's amazing. It works perfect for me, and as you guys will see here in a moment, in the benchmarks, even in game, I'm getting a 1% low of above 240 FPS. So that's really beneficial for me and my monitor, as I'll explain later. By the way, I'm using the X2 wireless mouse here. I'm doing a full review on this guy as well, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna post a link in the description whenever that video is up, so you guys can check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you won't want to miss that one. Alright, so anyway, as far as the case goes doing the build, I really enjoyed building in the 011 dynamic. The only dislike I have about it is that the RGB of the case, you have to use Razer's software in order to set the RGB. So for me, that's just one extra program that I have to keep running. I'm going to be doing an update to this build in the future. I want to go a full water cooling route because from what I understand, my processor has been pretty good. My 13700KF is overclocking quite well compared to the other ones I've seen online. So I would like to go full custom water loop instead of this 280mm AIO to get the full benefit of, or the potential of that processor. Because right now with the 280, as you'll see when I start the Cinebench test, the temperature skyrockets to 98, 99 degrees, and I even get about 2 to 3% of thermal throttling, so it's barely handling this 13700KF. If you guys plan on doing an upgrade like this and going with a high-end processor like this, you're definitely going to need the cooling if you plan on doing any sort of overclocking. Other than that, I mean, the build came out amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the B-roll. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I could do anything better for the B-roll. I think I got a lot better and practiced a lot more than the first time I did it. So yeah, just let me know what you think. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into the charts, and I'll show you guys if it finally fixed my issues. Obviously, I mean, as you guys can see here as I'm playing it's just tearing through this game. It definitely, the board let me get the full potential out of the processor that I was hoping for. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the benchmarks. Alright, and here we are in the first benchmark. I didn't do as many benchmarks this time as I did last time. I just did the 6-minute idle, the 5-game solo win, and the Cinebench. I pretty much know that this motherboard did fix my issue, and these benchmarks right here are going to prove it. So the 6-minute idle, this is the one where you see up in the upper right hand corner. I go into creative and I stare at a very specific spot on the map, and then I let the frame rate go to unlimited, and I record the 1% low and the average. Here you see the average barely changed. I mean, it did get like a 20 FPS increase, but the 1% low, you can already tell that it's getting better 1% lows. It's about 50% or 50 frames. I wish it was 50%. 50 frames better on the 1% low. And that's just due to a different motherboard. Nothing else changed, no processor, nothing. Of course, this motherboard allowed me to overclock the processor better. On the Z690i, I was only getting the 5.4 gigahertz. And on this board, we're able to push it to 5.9 gigahertz. So yeah, we're getting amazing 1% lows. Let's go ahead to the next benchmark. Alright, and for this benchmark, if you guys saw my last video, you already know what I did was I go into solos, I land rocky rails every time, same building every time, same looting path every time. When I actually get on the ground and land, I start the benchmark and it records the average FPS and 1% low. At the end of the game, if I win, I end the benchmark, and that's about a 22-23 minute average of just pure FPS number crunching. So this is a pretty good representation of what you'll actually get in game of Fortnite. So here you'll see the average FPS again barely changed. That's because I use a frame limiter of 360 Hz in game, but I'm getting still about 10 better average FPS at 356. The 1% low is where the real gold is. So the old motherboard, I was only on the ITX, I was only getting 197 1% low. With the new overclocks and the new XMP enabled and everything, on the Unify-X, I'm getting 243 1% lows, which is insane. That's actually in game. The benefit of that is my monitor is the Alienware 360 Hz and has what's called a ULMB mode, or ultra low motion blur. That mode only works at 240 Hz, and in order for it to work properly, you need a consistent 240 Hz constantly. You don't want to be dipping down below 240 Hz, or else you're going to get very stuttery gameplay, because it's not G-Sync, it's completely different. It flickers the backlight to give you extremely smooth gameplay. Well, now I can finally utilize that mode because I'm getting a consistent 1% low of above 240 FPS. So yeah, it definitely fixed my issues there. So let's go ahead and look at our last benchmark. Alright, and here we have our Cinebench R23 scores. I don't even know if I need to say anything. I mean, it just speaks for itself. On the multi-core, as you can see, before we were getting 13,000. If you guys watched the last video, I was complaining that even my roommate's Ryzen 3800X was getting 13,000. And I was just confused how a brand new 13700K wasn't even getting better than what he was getting. But yeah, so the new motherboard allowed me to get the full potential of the processor. I was getting 32,000 in Cinebench multi-core, and for single core I was getting 2,306, which is a 200 point increase over the Asus motherboard. And again, that's just a motherboard change. That's all it was. So the single core is where you're seeing the better FPS, 1% lows, and average frame rates. That's Fortnite is a very CPU heavy game, so you definitely want the fastest single core score you can possibly get. That's what's going to give you the best, smoothest gameplay in Fortnite. And if any of you guys are planning on doing a build like this or jumping from an old generation to a new generation, I highly recommend it. I mean, it completely changed the gameplay. Everything is so much smoother now, so much easier to build fights, so much easier. Everything is just a lot easier. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you stay tuned. I got a lot more stuff coming. And leave a comment if you guys have any tips or pointers on what I can do in the future to make the videos better. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.